The report screen is one of the most dynamic areas of TPS you'll come across. It's constantly evolving. New reports are added to TPS so often you might see something new every time you click on it. We started in 1999 with less than 100 reports, and we currently have over 430. So that just shows you how we're adapting little by little, always adding reports we think our users will find beneficial. Because we have so many reports, it's important to point out that we have this search field up top to help you quickly locate a specific report you're looking for. If you know what it's called, just type it in here. So this is our report screen here in TPS Cloud Access. As you expand these, you'll find more and more reports to suit your needs. So much that it might even become overwhelming sometimes. To keep it simple, you have to think of the reports as really performing three functions. The triple A's, as we call it: administrative, accounting, and analytical. Administrative is for all your simple lists, to manage clients, manage employees, manage work codes, rates of employees, etc. It's really for the administration of the data. This is our work code list summary report, and this is the typical kind of list you might find with your administrative reports. The accounting reports help you with your monthly bookkeeping and knowing how much people owe you, how much you've received in cash, how much you've received in finance charges, what and how much you should bill, and other things of that nature. This is our WIP detail by employee by client report. You'll see reports like this with your accounting reports. And then your analytical reports, these are for comparison, year on, year off, employee versus employee, partner versus partner, chargeable against non-chargeable, etc. They help you analyze the health of the firm. This is our detailed billing realization by partner report. These are the types of reports you'll see in your analytical section. So let me just explain to you the quick summary info on what you might find in each of these folders. And as you can see, each folder has its own instructional video, which just gives you a little bit more information about it. But let's start out over here where you see the favorite reports. This is where your list of your favorite reports can be easily accessed. Right now, it's empty for me. I'm going to show you how to add favorite reports in just a little while. We'll get back to this section. Next, we have our work code list, employee list, and client list folders. These are pretty self-explanatory. They're various lists of work codes, employees, and clients. Our WIP folder has all our reports related to unbilled WIP, or work in progress. If a time entry has not been posted to WIP, or if it has been billed, it won't appear on these reports. Next is our AR reports folder. This holds all the reports related to accounts receivable, so lists of invoices, cash payment reports, AR summaries, AR statements, etc. Next, we have our billing realization. These reports are meant to report on what kind of markup or markdown was taken on your invoicing in a given date range. The reports under the time folder report on employees' time entries, so all statuses of time entry, time, unbilled WIP, and billed WIP are included, as the primary purpose is to see what your employees have been working on. The activity folder is a combination of reports that show what entries were entered against clients in a date range, as well as some client billing comparison reports. Then we have our budget reports. These are for any engagement budgets you may have set up in the client properties. Down here you'll see library of paragraphs, and that's just a report that shows all of the paragraphs you have listed in your library of paragraphs, which is the wording used on invoices. And that section is over here under Tools. You'll see Library of Paragraphs. This is where you have the paragraphs that we've put in there by default and any that you may have added. And lastly, you have a custom report section that will be empty unless you've had us create any custom reports for you. Now let me show you what you might see with some of our reports. I'll use the WIP, billing worksheet, detail, by work code, by client report. So when you click on many client-based reports, you'll see that they'll have a client filter pop up like we have here on our screen. This is where you can change the filter or sorting preferences for the report. You start out here on the Client tab, but you also have this Order tab. On the Order tab, our client reports default to sorting by client ID, but you can change that here if you want. Some people prefer it by name sort. You can also change the direction. By default, it's going to be in ascending order, but if you like it better in descending order, you can choose that here. If you change any of this, just make sure you click on Apply Filter when you're finished. Let's go back to the Client tab. The Flag section over here on the left allows you to include or suppress clients that meet certain criteria. The default is to include everyone except deleted. So you can see that right now we're including active clients, inactive, prospect, chargeable, non-chargeable, not on hold, and on hold. Next, I can filter for a specific partner, manager, or accountant's clients. In the clients field, I could filter for a specific client, or I can build a short list of clients. So let's say that I want to filter the report for, let's say, clients ABC. So I'll click on them and add them. And let's also do Bayside Restaurant. And let's do Golder and Associates. And if I click out of here, you can see that these 3 clients were selected. So when I'm running this report now, it will just be for these 3 clients. To get rid of these, which I'm going to do because I want to include all clients, I'm going to click Clear All. If you have intelligent client IDs that mean something, you can input a range of client IDs. So for example, maybe I want client ID 1000 to 1999. I could run it that way. I'm going to go ahead and clear these though. I can filter for a specific group, or maybe you want to put in a client's year end. Maybe you want to filter for all clients with the year end of May 31st. Lastly, we can filter for specific client categories. Perhaps I want to run the report for just my corporation clients, or maybe my 1040 clients. If I click on that, it brings it over here. So I would be filtering for just my clients with the category of 1040 assigned to them. And I could add more if I wanted to, or clear them and go back to all my clients. We also have this checkbox down at the bottom if you want to save the filters for this specific report. So that means if you click here, the filters will be remembered next time you open this specific report. And I want to run this report for all my clients, so I'm just going to leave all this as it is and hit Apply Filter. Next, we'll see another box open up. It's our input controls. So we can also do this by a date range. We can put in a start date and an end date. Or if you want to include all dates, you click yes here for all dates. WIP amount type. You can select all clients with unbilled WIP amount, clients with a minimum WIP total amount, or clients with a maximum WIP total amount. You can enter a WIP total amount. Would you like a page break after each client? I'll say yes, I like having a page break between my clients. You can also choose to filter only for chargeable time, non-chargeable time, or expense, or by specific work code. Then I'll click OK so that I can open up the report and go over some of the details here on the actual report with you. So once you have a report open for you, like I have here, up top you have a refresh or reload button. This allows you to rerun the same report you have up, either picking up new transactions you know that just got entered, or also you can change a date range. It's just an easy way of rerunning a report you have on the screen already. Over here on the left, you have your export options. So this icon lets you export the report out to a variety of formats, including PDF, so you can save a copy on your computer or email it to someone, or even Excel if you want to play around with the data to do some extra analysis. Of course, we have our undo, redo, or undo all buttons. Here with our options, this just opens up that date range screen again that we saw way back in the beginning, our input controls. So if you wanted to change something and rerun the report, we make that easy for you too, or you can click cancel and get out of that. Our bookmark button allows you to jump to a specific page of the report, so it's kind of like a table of contents. I'll X out of that. You can zoom in or zoom out on the report, or put in an actual number here if you want to zoom to a specific degree. You can search the report for specific words, so it's like a search and find. And this is kind of important because you may have a ton of pages and just need one piece of information. So if I typed in Golder, because I just want to quickly get to my Golder and Associates page, I can type that in, hit enter, and it brings me right to the Golder Associates page. It's searched for the word Golder, and here we are. You can see it brought me to page 7 of 45 pages. It's much quicker than paging through one at a time. Then, of course, because we're using our search here, we can go to the next instance of the word Golder or the previous one. And then the rest of these arrows here will move you through the pages. So I can go to a previous page or the next page or back to the beginning, the first page or the last page, or I can put in a specific page number if I want to. And that's what you can expect to see as far as the controls go for your reports. To simplify what you're going to be doing all the time, there are some predefined reports. Like, for example, your WIP reconciliation reports, you'll see some year-to-date and period-to-date reports. As you start using the reports, you're sure to find some you use more than others. So search through them and find the ones that give you all the information you're looking for. Once you've identified your favorite reports, you can put them in your favorites folder, so that you don't have to search for them each time you need to run them. If you want to keep your favorite reports organized over here, you can do so by clicking the plus sign. So clicking the plus sign will allow you to create folders. Maybe I want one called Payroll Start, and maybe I want another one called Month End. Now I've got 2 subfolders under my favorite reports. And you can even create folders within those folders if you want to. Or you can rename the folders with the rename button or remove them with the remove button. Once you've identified some reports that are your favorites, you can bring them over to these subfolders easily by grabbing them, left-clicking, and dragging them over to the folder you want to drop them in. If you simply want a list of your favorite reports without organizing it, so let's go ahead and remove all of these and say you just have your favorite reports folder and you just want to bring reports over here under favorite reports, you don't even have to drag and drop them. You can just click the little stars next to them and it brings them right over to your favorite report section. I like my client list summary report. I can bring that over and here. And you can even rename them at that point if you wanted to. Over here they will stay the same because those are our reports by default. But if you wanted to change the name of it here, you could rename it and give it a whole different name. Something that you'll recognize better later. So how you organize it's totally up to you. The last thing I'll go over is you've probably noticed this section up here called AR Notes. If I click on this, it opens up the AR Statement Notes. This allows you to create a list of descriptions that you could include on the AR statement reports. So when you run any of the AR statement reports, the second filter, that input controls box I showed you before, well, with the AR statement reports, that would allow you to select a message to print at the bottom of each statement. That drop-down list will only display the existing AR notes that you've created and listed on this section here. So all you do is click the plus sign, and you're adding a new one just like you see these two here. Those are just examples. I think that covers it for the reports overview. If you need a little refresher at any time, you can always click to watch this video again, or if you just need a little reminder of the kind of report you find in each folder, you can see each has its own short instructional video. Thank you for watching.